One day,
What's up, YouTube? It's me, Super Mario DJ here. Welcome back to another live stream. We are indeed live, and welcome back to Doki Electric Club Plus on the channel. We are back. Literally, maybe only a few days since I last streamed this because, well, let's read the usual information. Finishing up our reflection of the side story, Doki Electric Club Plus, DDLC Plus, episode 27.5. Welcome back, guys, to Doki Electric Club Plus. DDLC Plus is back again, and it's time to dive back into the game for more psychological horror fun. Last time we began the reflection side story and got pretty far into it before tech issues happened. Between game crashes and connection disconnections, we haven't fully experienced the true story of reflection, so let's get to it. How does this story end? Can Monica and Yuri finish talking things out? Will Natsuki and Yuri slowly work to being on better terms? What brand new CG is awaiting us today, too? Can the club come together to be a positive place again? Only one way to find out. So yes, intro music again is my song Your Note, because I'm literally reused the stream page, and I just figured I'll use it again because it's just a continuation of the last stream. And obviously you have the usual pages here for your viewing pleasure. So let me just get these on screen for a minute. And so So here's the website that we always usually look at. We looked at this pretty much a couple days ago, so I'm not going to fully go into it. But again, we're back to reading side stories about everyone's favorite characters: Monika, Yuri, Natsuki, and Sayori. So there's that. And then so here we go. And then Doki Doki Literature Club Plus on Steam. Again, you can get it for yourself. And yeah, bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, there's usually everything we look at and whatnot. So enjoy that. And yeah, so we're hopping back into this because we have to finish what we started on Friday on Valentine's Day, because I didn't want to leave this any longer than it had to be. This was already like almost like 4-5 days since we last streamed it, so we're hopping into it now. So yeah, if we go look at the playlist real quick, just show you that this is just a small continuation, and that's why it's got a simple thumbnail. I mean, I can literally show you in a second that under this thumbnail is the main thumbnail from last time. But if we go look at, you know, the playlist and find Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, we will find that, again, we've been doing this for a long while. We did our main run. We did all like the Act 2 secrets between a couple of the small videos on the console port, and speedrunning the game, and starting up our second run, doing all like the other new side stories you were getting, all the other alternative routes for Act 1 for each character. And again, like I said, we're continuing where we left off 4 days ago. So, with that being, I also want to open this up for just a second, just to show that stream. I'm going to mute this for a second. That obviously, I would say the first half of the stream is pretty good because we complete the first half of the side story in the first 47 minutes of stream, and then after that we have started the second half, but we had tech issues from like I think for 7 minutes. I was dropping in and out of connection on my end, even though the stream was still supposedly live, and then the game crashed towards the end of the stream. So that's why I had to like end the stream, because it was also late. I had streamed that a lot later than I had planned to. So with that being said, this is probably going to be a short episode of DDLC Plus. That's why it's a half episode, 0.5. So with that being said, we're gonna hop into this in just a minute and see how long it takes us. I will say, just for the sake of having a cleaner perspective, and like I said, here's the previous thumbnail. I might edit this later, the screenshot that I'm using for this stream. Maybe I'll add like the logo, the warning, and 27.5, or I'll just leave it like this. But the other thumbnail is still here. Anyways, though, let's get to it. Let's get the camera on. Also, because I don't have the warning in the thumbnail, I put the warning in chat for anyone who joins. So there is your warning. I might pin it just so everyone can see it. But yeah, there's the warning. And yeah, hello everybody. We're hopping back into the game, and we're gonna finish what we started. So let's go. Let's get back into the game. So we go over to our library. I don't think I fully showed this off. I know we looked at like how long we had played at the start of the stream, or maybe I did show this off. We're about like 41 hours into the game, and we might have been a little further than that if we actually had finished the story last stream a couple days ago. But we are probably almost at 42 hours in game, so we're gonna see where we reach at today from finishing the side story and rereading parts of it just for a cleaner experience. So yeah, with that being said, game capture should also be ready, so all I gotta do is just open the game, let it load, and we're gonna hop right into this. So strap in, sit back, grab some water, snack or something maybe, and let's reread parts of Reflection Part 2 and finish up the story. Because we did leave off on we left things off at a awkward, I would say, pause with the last stream's tech issues and everything, because we did the first part where we got to see what was going on in the club room, for the side story. And again, just a quick recap while this is loading. So obviously, it starts with Monica and Yuri talking, because they are the main focus of this side story, and it evolves into a little bickering conversation between Natsuki and Yuri, and Monica tries to step in and help by making a lesson about communication, which doesn't really work out, and it causes more problems between Yuri, Natsuki, Sayori, Monica, everyone in the club room. And I think part 1 ends with Monica feeling like she shouldn't step into situations, and I believe we're going to reread it. I think when we started part 2, it started with Sayori and Natsuki talking some things out, and then slowly transitioned to Monica and Yuri talking about things. So we're going to see where this goes. And also, my camera looks a little dark, so I'll put my lamp on now. And we're just going to hop in. We also, I believe, we did get a new track last time. We got another piece of mail, which is interesting. And we unlocked something. I might look through the files again. And I think we're at roughly now 91% or 90% in-game. So again, we are getting close to that 100% threshold in-game. So yeah, we're just going to hop into this. And there shouldn't be any major tech issues. We're logging in now. So yeah, and again, we have this wonderful CG as our background. So I think we unlocked teamwork. Yeah, we unlocked this. So I remember hearing that, and I'm like, is that a new track? We unlocked Let's Teamwork, which is probably going to be a future stream thumbnail intro music. And 91% of the game. And pictures, we unlocked something. I'm trying to remember what. There's one more wallpaper. We haven't got the CG yet. That's why I'm like, oh, we're missing the CG. I swear we did unlock something. Or was it just... No, it was just music, mail, and side story. I thought we actually had unlocked something else. No, we hadn't. So, yeah. So we did Reflection Part 1 in the first half of this two-parter stream, which was supposed to be a two-parter. So if you want to see everything well and, read through of Part 1, go watch the first 47 minutes of the previous stream. And then come over here and watch me reread parts of Part 2 and finish it. So, let's hop into Reflection Part 2. Let's do some rereading and find out how the story ends. So, here we go. Back to the Literature Club we go. Oh, is it because I didn't complete it? That it actually doesn't say that I've actually read through some of this? A new day arrives. Sayori arrives at the club earlier than usual, this time not late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. So she sits down at the desk and pulls out a sheet of paper, primed to jot down her thoughts. Sayori has made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry. My heart feels like My heart feels vacant because a ship sailed away. Yo! Ah! Natsuki! Natsuki poked her head out of the closet. Out from behind the closet doors. Aha! Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. But I would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I doubt you wanted me to listen into your poetry thing. Yeah. Thanks for realizing that. Should I let you finish that up then? Oh no, I wasn't. I just do it whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Where's Monica, by the way? Oh, she's out in the hallway. Huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come to the club room by herself, so... Oh. Jeez, does Yuri really let things bother her for that long? She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get bad thoughts in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while, but as soon as it's you and your thoughts again, it comes back. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It would be a lot easier just to pretend like it never happened if we just all ignore it and move on. I don't want it to be I don't want to be bothered by this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyways. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty, and I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Okay, because you're good at this stuff. Let's try and come up with a happy scene. Maybe that will help you understand where your bad feelings are coming from. Well, I was happy the way things were before we had that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about manga? Maybe? I don't know though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time. I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got to me this time, and I hate that I'm letting this happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? I mean, well, maybe. I just hate that she thinks she's so much better than me just because she pretends to be all sophisticated. Yeah, that's what it is, and at least other people decide that they don't like me or manga or whatever. But Yuri, actually, she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you have given Yuri's books a chance? Huh? After this? Absolutely not. What about before this? Well, I would have until I got bored, which wouldn't have taken very long. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But you know, I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? Sarah shakes her head. I like both of them. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, manga, it's really honest and fun and easy to just let go with. And with fantasy, I have a lot more interpretation and uncover, or a lot to interpret and uncover. And it's really rewarding to have good quiet time together with it. But the most important thing is that both the manga and fantasy are true to themselves. So I love them both. And I think I think there's room for both of them to be in the same club together. And I just feel like maybe that we can have more in common than you would think. How do you get along with everyone so well? I always get into fights with people. At first it was with Monica when I was new to the club, and then it was with you, and now it's with Yuri. I'm always like, oh, the person is being such a jerk, and if they realize that, then we could at least get along. But nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everybody is just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. I don't know why, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki. Sari puts on a confident face. No, comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder. I can read. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways that they like to communicate, and sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kind of communication, and it feels like you magically connect with them. But other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or get the communication wrong. It's something that Yuri struggles a lot with too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot, like reflection and self-awareness. I made that joke last time. But reflection and self-awareness. And vulnerability. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest. What do you mean? Tell me that part of you. Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friends and I guess my dad. Like when I don't get good grades or even stupid things like if my room isn't clean. So what am I gonna do? Cry about it? If I let myself get upset, then I'm just letting them win. I'm better than that. I'm better than all of them. So things always have to be everyone else's fault. I feel like some things that go wrong. I don't know. So I feel like if something goes wrong and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry and find a way to blame everyone else instead. Do you see yourself as better than Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No, our thoughts and our feelings are two different things. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want to learn more about themselves. That's part of vulnerability, you know? Accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person. Because my feelings just want to tell me that I'm so much better than her. That she's a judgmental know-it-all who's stuck up in her edgy phase and that I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. You're not your feelings. But you're not your feelings. Say that to yourself out loud. Fine. I'm not my feelings. The way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are like your roommate. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day, and even if you can ignore each other most of the time, you're gonna run into each other every now and then, and it's gonna make you feel like poop. So the other option is to get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other, maybe even help each other out, change for the better. Does that help you understand? How do you know so much about this stuff? I just have a roommate that I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with. Called depression. Depression? But you're the happiest person I know. I'm not my feelings. I want to be a good person like you. Aw, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. You and Yuri and Monica. And I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you. And Natsuki remained in silence, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Sayori's kind reassurance, a complex mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her own vulnerability? No. It was as though she was inflicted a wound after being vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be bandaged and left alone for any longer. Again, this has a strong opening and start for part 2 with the Sayori Natsuki part to it. I love Sayori, and her conversation right there was really great. I like that. It was really good. The message there was really good. I skipped dialogue, but the message there was really good. Sayori kind of helps Natsuki in explaining it with the whatever. I really like the line that whatever. You're not your feelings. That one. That's a line that's gonna stick with me. You're not your feelings. I really like that. That Sayori again is having top tier moments. We had comedy with Sayori last episode. Well, this is the same episode technically, but we had comedy with Sayori in the previous part of the other stream, and now we have serious Sayori for the start of this one. It's fantastic. Anyways, Yuri, what are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. Also, new background, guys. We should be getting this as a room screenshot after we complete this chapter. Hopefully. I say chapter, the rest of the side story. Hi. Please don't yell at me. Oh, I'm not gonna yell at you. I just wanted to say, I wanted to say I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. Hold on. It was unfair for me to put everyone on the spot like that. Next time, I won't just try to jump in and solve everyone's problems. I guess it's a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one that was mad at me. I was so awful yesterday. Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument. I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Hold on, that's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay? Yuri pauses for a second, then manages to nod. Monica takes a seat next to her on the staircase. I have a negative thought pattern. I have a lot of negative thought patterns, and I can't get away. Sorry, I can't get away from them. What kind of negative thought patterns? Like everyone hates me, especially Natsuki. Oh, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because Monica thinks back to the time she found herself. Again, I remember reading this, I'm like, that feels like a grammar error. Found herself in an altercation with Natsuki. You know, I'm gonna screenshot that again, because that still feels like a typo to this day. This game's what, I think Plus has been out for over 2-3 years, and there feels like there's a typo in one of the side stories. I'm just saying. And how a display of maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate her own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels the need to protect herself. But you know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. She just, well, I guess the way it works is she needs to receive some degree of kindness first before she can feel comfortable returning it. Oh, but does that mean? But that means the burden is on me, and I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, Yuri shakes her head and then tugs on her hair. It's okay, Yuri. You don't have to beat yourself up. I think anyone who is like you, I think anyone would like you if they had a chance to get to know you. Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place. Because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. That's just what happens when I draw attention to myself. Natsuki even said she found it more respectable when people speak their mind, so I did, and she hated me anyways. That was enough to confirm my fears. But Sayori and I like you, and we've gotten to know you a lot by now, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki? I don't think about her. That's not what I meant, really. I was wondering if you had an opinion on her. I do. What is it? Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person, so for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior, despite my tastes, that's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her. And it makes me think bad things about her. And everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again. And my feelings about her are wrong. And I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential. Consequential. I said that wrong. No, Yuri. Feelings are never wrong. Well, they're not right. That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know. They're just like a state of being that we don't have control over. But that doesn't mean that they have to control us. I feel like that's something I've learned around when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for the feelings in a certain feeling a certain way about things, or we can, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. I can never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them, and I think working through your feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork. Which also felt like a good callback to the song we unlocked from beating part 1. Yuri was dejective. Yuri wears a dejective expression. You make it sound so easy. You make it sound you're so mature and so good with people. I feel like a child in comparison. Oh, Yuri, I'm far from perfect, but these are learning skills, or these are learned skills. They don't come naturally to me either. It's really hard, to reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. Monica, almost saying the same thing Sarah was saying almost a few minutes ago, but in a different way. I just want to be a good person. Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far. That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate it to her. Communicate what? How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset that when she's so negative and dismissive of the things that mean so much to me. And how it reminds me of me. Because I know what it feels like to be misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable. But I'm just tired of that getting in the way. I can't stand it when the piece is disturbed like this. Yeah, you can't focus on your reading when the piece is disturbed, right? Because the literature club can be happy for everyone. Monica looks at Yuri in odd admiration. I feel like Sayori has been rubbing off on me because I really want to hug you right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. No, well, if you want to, then I won't really mind. So, Monica pulls Sayori. Not Sayori. Sayori. You're leaving an impression on everyone. Monica pulls Yuri into a short embrace. You're so gentle. And I love when you communicate your feelings. I feel like you're I feel lucky to get to see to see that side of you. And I'm sure Natsuki will too. I'm gonna write her a letter. Hello, a letter. That would be great. Or what a great idea. Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forget to say all the important things and say things I don't mean. Well, I think a letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. Yuri's face hardens with determination. People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. My personality just isn't suitable for that, and I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned is that friendship doesn't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're opposites in a lot of ways, but I'm friends with her because she put a lot of effort into understanding me, which I think that was the side story between the two of them, which I like to call back, so that we can get along. I think it was the same with you. I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience, and I wonder if she feels the same way. Natsuki, Yuri nods. I always thought that if I wanted to make more friends, I had to be something that I'm not. That there's a type of person or a magical formula I had to follow in order to make someone like me. Or make someone like me. And that's just like me to think that. Always so occupied with myself that I failed to understand other people. Yuri shakes her head. Friendship happens when you think about the other person. When you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them. Trust that they also want to be a good person. That's what I've learned from my observations in the literature club. Observations? Monica is caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it's unusual to hear her suddenly talk about the club like this. But Yuri smiles gently. You always let me listen to your thoughts about people. Sayori too. And it makes me happy because I learn a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you. Monica never thought of it, but in the past weeks, Yuri always seems to be especially attentive when it comes to the problems and concerns of the others. Always wanting to listen and learn about her friends in the club. Okay, it's true. Sayori and Monica naturally more comfortable with other people and can more easily work through situations of conflicts, but that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and the capability to improve. And the first step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for. Monica can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. Okay, I think this is where we crashed and it ended the stream. So we get to move forward now. Let's see, we reread all that in 30 minutes. Yeah, so this is probably gonna be an hour stream, depending on how much is left. A shy girl with long, pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime hallway, her fist pressed against her collarbone. When she finds the literature club president classroom, she stands in the doorway, glancing around her before peering inside. Monica is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this was a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monica glances towards the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she can regain composure and decides for sure to leave, the classroom door opens gently. Yuri, what a surprise to see you during lunch. Yuri squeals in response. Please help me. What? Is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write a letter. Poor Yuri. Let's teach this girl how to write a letter. I don't know how to write a letter. Thank goodness. I thought there was some kind of emergency. Monica briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends. Do you want some help? We can go find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends. It's totally fine, I promise. We weren't really doing anything. One sec. Monica trots back into the classroom, says something like "I gotta go" to her friends, then grabs her pen off her desk before turning to Yuri. Okay, let's go find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monica as the two of them set off. How are you doing today? Huh? Me? Well, yes. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Sorry, I was caught off guard. I'm doing well today, just tired. Never seem to get enough sleep during the week. How come? Oh, I don't know. I think it's just I get easily distracted. I get really sucked into things and start neglecting the time. Me too. I do that too. Hey, this classroom is empty. Let's go in here. After peering inside, Monica opens the classroom door, and the two of them enter. Yuri, moment of relaxation ends. She watches Monica pulls two chairs. Pulls two chairs to the same up to the same desk. Then, obeys as Monica beckons her to take a seat. She stares down at the empty desk. You nervous? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. We don't have to. We can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take the initiative. Gosh, you must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from a notebook. Then she picks up her pen. There we go. There's the CG. There's the CG. CG alert. This is kind of cute. I like it. Hey, you're left-handed. Left-handed, that's neat. I'm a lefty. Yo, me and Yuri, we're lefties. Let's go. I didn't realize. Also, my stream period was delayed. No, why has my stream period been this delayed? I hate that. But yeah, we're lefties. Yeah. Now I don't want. Now I don't have to worry about bumping into. Now I don't have to worry about bumping into your arm. Monica playfully rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. Sorry, I'm just being silly, I guess. Anyways, how about you start by listing the different things you want to say to her? Yuri thinks. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. Oh, it's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday? But... never mind, I guess I'll try. Yuri thinks for a moment longer, her tension... yeah. Then she writes the word reflection. Title drop. Insert title drop here. This is about my reflection on our behavior. The key question is why. The question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separately be friends with Sayori and Monica. That's me. That one kid in class, when you say their name, that's me! That was me! Yes, it is. So, Yuri thinks. I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken time to understand my needs and respect my interests. That's the same goal for Natsuki too. Oh, that's the same goal for Natsuki too. I thought that was Yuri's line. We've started off pretty hostile to each other because I was worried about getting what I wanted, but she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it about me, she was able to do the same. I want to do that too. So what kind of things do you want to do for her? I want to do the same things for her that I'd like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things I talk about and not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. And I like it when you and Sayori trust that I want to be a good person even when I'm not doing a good job at it. Let's write those things down. Write them down. Write those things down. Don't forget it. Quickly. The thought slips away. Let's write those things down. Okay. You write something down. I think the most important thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable. So we should make sure that the letter puts her first. It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone all the things that they're doing wrong. I think first you should make sure that they know you're ready to respect them and listen to them and admit the things that you feel you could do better. Then finally, you ask what you would like in return. How does that sound for a structure? It could be 3 paragraphs, 1 for each of the points. I like that. My thoughts were disorganized. I had no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You're so amazing at these things. Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know. You spent so much time reflecting and being open-minded that the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put the pieces. Put it on a piece of paper. So I think you're the amazing one. Monica glances at Yuri. Monica gives Yuri hand a quick squeeze. As she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monica's hand in place. For a while, they sit in silence, saving for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper. Yesterday you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot. What was that? The thing I'm thinking about is that feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they are just a state of being we need to come to terms with. It made me think about how a person's behaviors isn't just how they decide to be. It's also made up of their past experiences and their insecurities. I think that's helped me see other people as actual people rather than insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow. Is that how you felt about Natsuki? Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone is always trying their best. Everyone wants to be happy. Monica peers over at Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it closer, partly covering it with her arm. I have to be able to read it to help you out, you know. It's okay. My thoughts are more organized now after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realize I prefer others not to read it. Yuri laughs softly to herself, a rare expression. I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. It somehow keeps I somehow keep finding ways to butt into this whole thing. I've done enough damage. But but it's also been so wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but Yuri smiles. I was always being terrible at these things. People are just so incomprehensible to me. I never get the hang of being one. That I'll never get the hang of being one. But listening to you so much has really helped me to make sense of some things. So just don't call it damage, please. Monica gives Yuri a gentle smile. I can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy geeks and all I got was a real friends who value me. Is that a joke? Of course it is. I still can't tell with you. Sorry. No, I love it. Please never change. As you wish. And there goes the CG. Yuri glances at the clock. We're almost out of time. Will you be able to finish? Before the end of the day? Probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day. I don't want to come to the club the same day that Nasuki reads it. I'm too shy. I can give it to her instead if you like. Yuri nods. As long as you promise not to read it. Of course, I promise. Thank you. Yuri exhales and the two stand up. I'll message you when it's ready. Monica nods. Good luck. Yeah, I'm here if you need it. If you need me. Yuri returns a nod and the two depart. And there we go. End of the side story. We've done it. We've finished reading Reflection after technical issues. We have the CG probably. Oh, we have a Yuri wallpaper. Finishing the side story Reflection too. I forgot that every character had an extra wallpaper. So we got the Yuri wallpaper, which has books, tea, and flowers on it, and she's dropping papers. And we have the Reflection sign. You know, I do like. I'm gonna switch this for a minute before we end this stream, and then I'm gonna switch it back to this one because this needs to be my wallpaper for a while. Did anything else did we get? Yep, like I figured, we got the staircase. We get the staircase. That's a new background. So I think we have all the backgrounds. All the backgrounds are completed. So now we're just missing one more promo, a couple sketches, 3 more CGs, 1 more poem. We're almost done collecting everything. We almost have everything unlocked. We are getting close to unlocking everything. This is fantastic. And we are now sitting at 93% in the game. We are so close to finishing this. We are getting close to finishing this game. I love the CG. This is such a wonderful CG. And now we have another side story to get to in a couple episodes time, which hopefully won't be 2 parts. I'll make sure everything is stable for the next side story and the next couple episodes, obviously, and everything else we do on the channel. But yes, we have finished this, man. We are doing good. We are doing good here. So yeah, I probably need to plug my laptop in. I could probably sense it, and I don't know. Stream probably gonna wrap up in a few minutes. Like I said, this probably was gonna be a short one. We already almost have the 50-minute mark, so I'm gonna do a mini break for this mini stream, and when I come back, we're gonna do a little more talking. We're gonna talk about Reflection as a whole, the story as a whole. Because there's something I want to talk about. Because I knew this was gonna be a fitting story and a fitting first episode of the year for DDLC Plus in 2025. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We were dropping frames as I was coming back the first time, so I had to quickly just sort that out real quick. Anyways, we're back. Okay, so yes, this has been the completion of the Reflection side story. Again, we did part 1 on Valentine's Day when there was supposed to be the very first DDLC stream of the year, and we had started part 2, but had a few issues, and we did finish it today after rereading the parts that we had slightly read on the previous stream and finishing it up. And honestly, I stand by thinking to myself that yeah, this was gonna be a good episode to start the year off with, because again, we always do the yearly reflection, obviously at the end of the year on December 31st, and then we usually either we hop back into new content at least a few days after that, or at least I've taken the last couple of years taken a couple of weeks off before we hop into content. But doing the reflection side story and like really focusing in on that reflection of not just, you know, things you're doing in life, you know, other matters, but even just that self-reflection of yourself really goes a long way. And I think, again, this was really a strong story. Again, I liked the parts. Again, there's some silly parts in the first half of Reflection Part 1 with Sayori and everything. And, you know, again, the whole, like, starting of the conflict with Monica trying to step in and help solve the problem herself. But I do like where things got with this, because we ultimately ended up, you know, coming to a good conclusion where both, again, it's definitely set up the next story, Self-Love, to be a good one, because we had part of this story, and we didn't even go back to that part of the story. We had the part of the story with Sayori and Natsuki talking things out before we ultimately ended back on where we started with Yuri and Monica talking. But again, that's where Natsuki's done some self-reflecting thanks to Sayori, and Monica's helped Yuri do some self-reflecting. The self-love story is definitely going to be a strong one, probably between Yuri and Natsuki, because we're gonna see both sides of this last story with both of them come together to make this story come together perfectly. So we are getting really close to doing that. So that's fun. And again, we're at 93%. We literally probably have to go through. I'm open this for a second. We're not launching it. I'm not touching it. But we literally have to probably just go through Act 2 again. And I want to spend at least another solid stream, maybe 2, just making sure I have fully done everything in Act 2. Because I know we have done a couple streams in Act 2 between the first run and the second run. But I want to make sure I actually have done everything before we fully dive into it, because we spent quite a while going through Act 1. And I don't know why it's a white void right now. But we have spent quite a while. I'm only pressing the load button for a minute. We spent quite a while making all these save files for every route. And we are probably going to at least do some of that with Act 2, just to make sure I have fully nailed everything down. And obviously, again, we've done I think between the last few, like, I don't know, I want to say at least between maybe episode 18, 19, or 20 till like the last episode 26, we were also dealing with all the secret files, at least trying to locate where the secret files are. Unlocking them is a different story, but we at least know where all the secret files are. And then we're also getting more mail. We got this one last time, and again, more interesting stuff is unfolding as we look at it. But where we literally have a few collectibles to get. Where, like I said, we now have all the wallpapers. We now are missing a single poem. We are down to 3 CGs left, and again, I do like the reflection one. Again, this looks really well made. I like it. But where we have that, I honestly right now, the one that's sticking out to me the most is honestly the one that we have from the last previous stream. Well, yeah, the last stream from last year, the last stream of the year. The Sayori protagonist one is a fantastic one. I'm looking forward to getting the last 3 CGs and getting the last couple sketches and promo stuff we're missing, which I'm hoping we're all going to get between whatever we have left to do in Acts 2, 3, and 4. The last side story, I think there's actually more than one last side story, and then there's a couple things left to do on the in-game desktop that we haven't gotten to yet. So there's still a lot to tackle here. We are going to reach 100%, and then we still probably have like an extra stream to do or something. So stay tuned for that when that happens. But yeah, I honestly think I'm going to put on... I need my Hug Energy. That's been my favorite track of DDLC Plus so far. Oh, no, actually, you know what? I'll put on My Song, Your Note Piano, because I wanted to use that. I talked about the other half of this. I wanted to use this for the intro music, but I wasn't actually finding it, because it's not on the Team Salvato YouTube channel. But, this game is really something else, and I'm looking forward to when we finally finish it. I feel like it's gonna be, hopefully, within this year, because we've been doing this since 2022, and now it's 2025. I know I know if some of the streams were longer, and maybe more than an hour and a half, you know, I think a lot of them have almost reached like an hour 45 or longer. But, if it is more consistent on top, you know, if I had pushed other games aside. But we are gonna finish this. When we reach 100%, it's gonna be spectacular, and you know, maybe I'll bring some collaborators back on again. We've had Livy, we've had Matt. You know, maybe we'll have to like bring people back on for like later episodes for like when we get to like the big end, the big send off. But that's gonna come in due time. But yeah, we have still a lot to go through, and it's gonna be a good ending to this game. I know it. We're getting the good ending. We've done the bad ending a couple times, but we are getting the good ending, and it's gonna be a good way to send the series off. So, and then obviously at some point, I'll probably need to like wait a good while. So like I don't have this game in the back of my mind, but at some point I'll probably like a single 2-part maybe playthrough of the very original game that will have no warnings, and maybe I'll actually get jump scared, caught off guard by them, you know, the horror moments playing out. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think with that, 93%. I think it's time we move on, and I'll hopefully be back tomorrow with another stream, because there's games I've been waiting. There are streams and games that I've been waiting to play since like the end of January that have been on the back burner, and 2 games recently have had updates, and I need to play through both updates or start playing through both updates. So we'll hopefully get to one of those hopefully tomorrow or Friday, fingers crossed. But I think for now we're gonna leave things here. This is gonna be a nice short hour stream. We're a few minutes over, but yeah, we have successfully beaten Side Story Reflection. I say beaten because, you know, video game terms. We have successfully finished reading the Reflection side story. So I fixed the tech issues, and I'm glad we got this done 4 days later and we actually finished it. Sure, I had to split it up and have this awkward like 0.5 episode, but we've done good. Also, there we go. I think I said we're going to probably reach 42 hours in the game so far. So 42.1 hours in the game. I'm still loving this game. We still have a lot to learn, and we got some more funny screenshots. Again, what feels like a typo for however long this game has been out. And, you know, we have the... What was this one? Oh, yeah, you doesn't know how to write a letter. And then the CG. We are making progress in this game, and Steam's bugging out because I have more than one screenshot. But we're gonna be back again. You're gonna see a lot of these games that have been played recently. There are some other games that have either not been installed or are installed to come back to, and there's still a lot to be played this year. Whether it's on Steam, off Steam, a Wii U video or something. So stay tuned. I've done some reflecting myself throughout these first couple months of the year. And I can tell you that this is going to be a good year as any other year on the DJ channel, and we're going to have some fantastic content. So, with that being said, if you have enjoyed, do leave a like, comment, subscribe, very much appreciated. Hit the bell to be notified when I come back to do more Doki Electrical Plus on the channel. We finally finished the Reflection side story, even if it had to take an extra 0.5 part. Next episode will actually be episode 27. Don't expect episode 27.3/4 or something. That was the old DJ way of doing when videos were not going the way they were. You would have part 5.5, part 3.4, like I just joked about. We're past that point. But again, we have one like, we have someone else just kind of chilling in the background. Chat has been quiet, but it's fine. The warning's been there for anyone who was that would have hopped in the stream and would at least need to know what's going on. Because again, this thumbnail doesn't have the usual warnings. I mean, I can show off the other one that's just behind this one, but, you know, again, this game will always not be suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed, but, you know, I just need a simple thumbnail to finish the stream, so, and just do this stream. So, with that being said, if you have enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe there, it's appreciated. Hit the bell, be notified when I come back to do more Doki Doki Literature Club Plus on the channel. We'll probably be back sometime in March for episode 28, and we'll go from there. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you on the flip side. It's outro time. A nice, quick hour stream, and I'll be back soon for something else. See you guys later, everybody. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and make sure to watch back the other part and this one now that the whole story is completed. I'll see you on the flip side.